this is ready. Okay, now I'm going to show you the savory pancakes, okay, the counterpart of our dosas. Now usually what happens is what we have to do in dosas, we have to actually grind the urad dal and the rice, which has to be soaked first, and then we have to leave it to ferment. But here in my savory pancakes, no such thing. All you have to do is just mix the whole thing together and you have your wonderful pancakes. Okay, so what we have to do here is, first of all, now why I did the dry ingredients is that I needed the blender to be dry. Okay, that's why I did it first. Now it's not going to make a difference because it's savory pancakes. Now what we have to do here first is we have to add 6 egg whites. Okay, 6 egg whites. That is totally protein, no fat, no cholesterol whatsoever. It's very, very good for you. So 6 egg whites. In that goes. Okay. And then together with that, we need 1.5 cup of oats. 1.5 cup of oats. Any instant oats is whatever you get in the supermarkets is more than enough. So 1.5 cups of oats, okay? In that goes. Now we all know that oats are really, really good for you. You know, I don't have to keep on saying it. Now, the next thing is 1/2 cup of soy protein or soy powder, okay? Soy powder or soy protein. Now, this is also another form of protein. Now, this whole pancake, the savory pancake, is very high protein pancake. This and this particular chutney or whatever, the thing that I showed you before, that goes on very well. You don't need extra eggs or a meat curry or anything because this itself is very nutritious, highly nutritious. Okay, so 1/2 cup of soy powder. Soy powder. Now you get that, you know, everywhere. Soy powder. Okay, 1/2 cup, and then 1/2 cup of wheat, whole wheat powder, just whole wheat powder. Okay, not refined white flour, whole wheat. You know, the atta, the flour we use for making chapatis. Fine. Now, together with all this, that is, I add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Yeah. And then 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of cumin, toasted cumin powder. Okay? Salt to taste. That is according to your own. So now if you have people with pressure, blood pressure and everything, I advise you to only use a little salt or do not use salt at all because the specific chutney I showed you has salt. Okay? First of all, just give it a whiz. Help it along, okay? Now, if you notice that you need a bit more liquid, add water. Good old water, nothing else. Don't add milk, just water. Mix it till you get a pancake batter, the consistency of a pancake batter. Now, our pancake batter is done. Now, before doing the batter, you can add a little bit of olive oil in the batter, okay? Just a bit, probably a tablespoon or so. That is if you want, okay? And give it a mix. Okay, now our batter is ready. Now we do not need to ferment it. We do not need to keep it overnight and ferment it. Just mix the whole ingredients up and use it just like that. Very, very, very simple. Okay, so I'm going to pour this batter in. Okay, so it's ready. All you have to do is keep the ingredients ready, put it all in the blender, and your batter is ready. You don't need to keep it overnight or anything. It's very, very simple. Now we have to light the pan, okay, a frying pan or any pan which you usually make pancakes or even doshas. Now this is done. Okay, the pancake is like, the batter is like a pancake batter. Okay, so test whether it's enough salt for you. Now, what I want to add just before frying these are some cilantro leaves. Okay, now this is not mandatory. You can avoid it, but I like to do it because it gives a beautiful color, especially early in the morning. I mean, in the mornings when breakfast, and also it also gives you the wonderful smell, aroma, and also it actually enhances the flavor of it. Okay. So while that is heating, okay, I'll just chop the cilantro. Actually, you can add any herbs you want. You can add parsley. If you want an Italian dosa, you can add a bit of oregano or rosemary, thyme, whatever. Okay, it all depends upon you. But here, cilantro or coriander is very well available. That's why I chose this. Okay, what you do is add it in the batter. Okay, oh, they're beautiful. You can also add green chilies if you want to make it even more spicier. Now, make sure your pan is heated through, and then what we do is just pour. Now I'm going to make small Scotch pancakes. Okay, you can actually make it according to your liking. You can make it a big one or a small one. Okay. I mean, look at the color, it's so beautiful. Okay, it's like small tattu doshas. Okay, now what we have to do is flip it over. When you see the bubbles on the top, just flip it over. Okay. Make sure it's on a non-stick pan so it makes things easier. And make your doshas or your savory pancakes as soon as possible. Very healthy, very good for you. And eat it with the chutney I showed you, okay, with the flax seeds and everything. It's going to be a very nutritious breakfast. Now, these are done, okay. Just flip them through and flip it onto your plate. Great, really great. Another round? Why not? No oil, okay, because, well, we have oil in this. A little bit of olive oil we have it. Again, careful. You know, when the pancakes are supposed to be flipped over, because you get small bubbles on top of the top side of the pancake. Now, what we have to do is carefully flip it over, very carefully. Okay. This has to need a little more time. Okay, now you can notice these beautiful darlings are done. Okay, these savory pancakes, great. Absolutely great. Around 3 minutes each side would be more than enough, okay? So let's just, once it's done, let's transfer these onto a plate. And yes, our savory pancakes, healthy savory pancakes are done. They can be eaten with with the chutney I had showed you first. Okay, so the savory pancakes, which are very healthy, and the specific flaxseed chutney is done. Very, very good for those who love savory things for breakfast. Very nutritious, totally delicious. You try.